everyone, and welcome to round one here, the ARC Championship Series, coming to you live from Dragon Trail in beautiful Croatia. A bit of an overcast day, and I'm joined here by...
Hello, I am Mike Savaloy. I was a racer for season one, but did rubbish, so I decided to be commentating for season two to help out Lado since Kobu's doing season two.
Alright, we're about to start qualifying here, but before we start, let's cover the cars that we're going to be racing today. We have Defiant 195 and Lemon Pen and the Lexus RCF Team Pegasus Racing, Matt Wing and Balk 21 in the Toyota F Supra and Toyota Red Bull Racing, Dan's 303 and Chill Nom Nom in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage, Thomas Mr. TT and Alex Rogers and Alito Racing. Sorry if I got the pronunciation wrong. Defcon AC and Kobu GT in the BMW M6. They're going to look strong this year. C. Ruben and PG Vopro in the Volkswagen Beetle. Ruben back in the Beetle for this season. Dark Reef Slark and PKMZ and the Mercedes AMG. PKMZ, it's his favorite car, so he's going to be strong here this season. Now let's cover the track map currently. Here at Dragon Trail Seaside, we have Turn 1, Siren, which leads into a tight chicane after the start-finish line called Basilisk. Then we have a nice 45-degree corner, Orthros, which leads into a tight, I want to say almost a hairpin, but not quite, Cerberus. Then we have the sweepers of Sphinx, Hydra, and Phoenix, which then leads into the hairpin of Chimera, very early apex for that corner. And then the bus stop, the Kraken. Very tight, fast corner, need a little bit of a lift on the exit, then a short straight all the way into Medusa, the last corner of the track, which then leads back to the start-finish line. And we're on board with the qualifying now. Some of the drivers going towards the end of their outlap. We're going to see Dan's 303 leading the pack with Balk 21 following, PKMZ, Matt Wing, Alex Rogers, Chill Nom Nom, PG Vopro, and Lemon Pen.
So we've got all the races out on track, haven't we?
I do believe we have. Let's go on board with Dan's 303, Season 1 champion. Let's see if he can set a fast lap here of Race 1. Going through Basilisk now, keeping it very nice and tidy through there. Back on the throttle and right at the apex. Heading towards Orthros now.
Curb on the exit.
Yep, you need to maximize track with picking up a little bit of dust there. Going all the way out to the outside curb, carrying as much momentum as you can. Not quite as tight as you could. Gets a little squirrely on the exit. It's going to cost them a couple tenths there. But if you can hold this together, it could still be a good lap. Heading towards Sphinx now. A little bit of a lift. Back on the throttle. Flat through Hydra.
This is a great set of corners there. The Sphinx, Hydra, and the Phoenix there. Absolutely wonderful. Just a little dab on the brakes, like you says at Sphinx, and then just flat out through the Hydra Phoenix complex.
Hard on the braking now into Chimera. Back on the throttle. Half throttle. Full throttle now. As the corner widens on the exit. Now let's see if he can take... How fast will he take the Kraken? Flat through the first part. We're going to assume a little bit of a lift. Yep, just a little bit of a lift. Back on the throttle midway through the corner. Almost kisses the wall, but he keeps it foot planted as he heads towards Medusa now. The tight last hairpin of the track. Very good passing opportunity if you get a run out of the Kraken. Gets the apex just right. Looks like it might be a pretty good lap from Dan's. Let's see as he crosses the line. Takes all of the curb there. What's it going to be? 137.6. A very good lap from Dan's there.
Yeah, very good lap there, but, he made a couple of mistakes there. So he could maybe pick up maybe half a second faster if he didn't make those mistakes.
Yeah, we're going to see.
He's still currently fastest, though.
Yeah.
Four cars that came across the line.
Chill Nom Nom going
goes
fourth.
Into fourth.
Vopro into fourth. Alex Rogers, not a very good lap from Alex Rogers. Must have made a mistake somewhere in that lap. As Ruben, still currently purple, I believe he is. Let's see where he goes. Second.
Second for Rubens down, yep.
Lemon Pen, and also another mistake on his outlap. Defcon, a possible dark horse for this race here at Dragon Trail. In the practice rounds before leading beforehand, he was fastest in that BMW M6. So we'll see what he is as he heads up towards the line for his first flying lap. 138.5. He has room to improve there. As
Alex Rogers has gone purple in the first sector.
as he heads through Sphinx now, through Hydra, and heads towards Phoenix. If he's currently purple, it could be a very good lap for him. Thomas Mr. Titi already making his pit stop for a new set of soft tires after one lap. See Alex Rogers now heading towards Chimera. Let's go on board with him as we watch him head through the Kraken.
Yeah, this is a definite brief corner. Not the first part of the Kraken, as he's still purple in sector 2.
Yep, he's
It's
almost
the
2
exit on
tenths
the
up.
corner. Exit on the corner. You've got to be brave. You can't take it flat out,
He-
just like he did there.
Wow, very quick
That
lap
was
from
brave.
Alex Rogers. Can he hold it together through Medusa?
Yeah, I think if he can keep Medusa all fine down into
Braking.
second gear.
Braking red at the 100 board. Takes the apex
It's
just right
nice
back on the
and
throttle. A little bit of a
Oh,
spin.
he's a little too
No! And he's
Aw.
thrown it away. Currently, Bauk 21, the fastest car on track, only just under a tenth faster than Dan's 303.
Quite interesting to see that two of the new manufacturers are 1 and 2 there. We've left, Nissan has said goodbye. Trying to think who else has said Alfa Romeo's went goodbye. We brought in Toyota and Aston Martin, and look, Bauka's first, and Dan's the champion in second.
Yeah, doing those manufacturers proud here, and those the Toyota Supra and the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. A lot of different engines in this series, a lot of different chassis, a lot of different aspirations. That's one of the great things about GT3 or Group 3 racing, is that there's just such a wide variety of cars. It's always a fantastic thing just to look on track and see several different cars. You'll see, like we said, an Aston Martin, a Supra. We could see Lexus RCF like Lemon Pen, or Mercedes AMG as Bauka's just heavily hit the wall.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot. Oh, and PK just did as well. I think there's going to be a lot of people that's going to have a problem on the exit of Kraken. That's the corner we've got to pay attention to.
It is the corner that will destroy your race, and according to Bauk now, his qualifying lap, as he does have a bit of engine damage and a lot of front damage there, but it is only light damage
Behind
here
his
on,
team.
so it will eventually
behind him.
go away.
Oh, Bauk is in the pits.
Yeah, going to pit for a new set of soft tires. Dance
Matt
03.
Wing here, he's coming across the line. He's not gone faster. Thomas, I don't know where Thomas is actually. He's farther down in 13th. Didn't improve.
Yep. Thomas struggling here. We saw him struggle in Alsace with the Porsche, but I did see, in some of the practice races, he did look very strong in it. But he did make a couple of mistakes here and there, so he might still be struggling with that Porsche, moving from the BMW M3 to the Porsche 911.
Yeah, and Alex down in trophy as well. We've seen him made a couple of mistakes around Alsace in the practice race. He was trying to fight for the podium finish until he made a mistake on the exit of bust on the last lap with Bauka.
Alex Rogers now going through Basilisk for another flying lap with a new set of soft tires. We'll see if he can improve through the first sector. As Lemon Pen now currently going pole by 3/10.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of confidence swam to Lemon Pen after the practice race. He really stamped his authority and say, look, I'm here for the championship this season. Gets a little squirrely though at the Sphinx.
Yep. The RCF definitely suiting Lemon Pen for this season. The BMW, he did score a win at Bathurst. A quite convincing win at Bathurst in the BMW M3 in Season 1. Won by almost 30 seconds, I believe it was. But next time you're here in the Lexus RCF, the car that won the Constructors' Championship last year. It's still strong here. So, but I'd say a bit of an upgrade for Lemon Pen this season.
Oh, that camera shot there is just so how aggressive the drivers hit the curb there. It's just amazing. A lot of drivers are taking a lot of curb around this track. Yeah, absolutely attacking.
There is a good reason why we call it the Kraken, and it's sometimes when you go through that last part of the corner, sometimes it just feels like the walls just pull you in and ruin your race, much like the Kraken would do to sailors sailing the seas.
Yeah, that's, like I said, it's one corner we need to look out for, because that corner can definitely make or break your lap.
Now, this is going to be a throwaway lap from Lemon Pen as he makes a very ambitious move, passing Matt Wing, who is on his out lap.
Now, I was just going to say, did Matt Wing come out the pits then?
I believe he did, based on his speed, or he's just taking it nice and easy to conserving those tires for a flying lap next time around.
Matt Wing currently 9th.
Let's go over your current grid as it stands right now. Lemon Pen currently on pole position by 3 tenths. About 21 in the Toyota Supra in second, but only less than a tenth separates him and the champion from Season 1, Dan's 303. PKMZ 30 in the Mercedes AMG in fourth. Kobu GT, my former commentator for Season 1, currently in fifth in the BMW M6. C. Ruben, the man who finished third in the championship last season, again in his Volkswagen Beetle, currently sitting sixth. PG Vopro, his teammate in the Volkswagen, sitting 7th. Chill Nom Nom, the new driver to Tier A in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage, currently sitting 8th. Matt Wing, in the Balk 21's teammate, currently sitting 9th. Defcon AC, the driver who we said might be a dark horse here, struggling a bit, having a very hard time getting a lap together, but currently sitting 10th. Thomas Mr. TT, currently moving up to 8th. Good job.
Yellow flag at the crack and someone's off. Sorry to interrupt you. That's Kobu. He spun.
It is Kobu. Yes, he has. And he has suffered engine damage from it. Big mistake from Kobu. Unfortunately, we cannot get a replay on that as this is not a race. So sorry we missed that as we were covering your current standings.
I was actually watching Alex there. He was 3 tenths down in sector 2, and then I just seen the yellow flag segment was up.
A big mistake from Kobu. That corner will catch out a lot of drivers throughout the course of the race.
Alex improved to 10th with 1:38.3. Still nearly 1.5 seconds off pole position. Wouldn't expect this from Alex here because this is his 5th race, and the ARC gets a little bit loose on the exit of Basilisk. Am I right saying that?
Yep.
Perfect. And 4 races, he's had 3 pole positions. So, this is unfamiliar territory for Alex.
Yeah, you've known in the past yesterday and throughout today, he's been practicing this track quite heavily. And all the practice races, a lot of the guys have run on their own. He's been very at the front of those races. Usually one of the faster guys on track. But here at qualifying, he's struggling quite heavily just to get a lap together.
Yeah, his worst qualifying so far is 2nd, and that was at Saint-Croix. That back in the 7th race it was, I believe.
Wow. So covering the rest of the grid, we have Defiant 195, the Tier B champion from last season, currently in 13th in Lexus RCF. And rounding out the grid, we have, as there's another driver around, it was Matwig on the exit of Kraken. I just managed to catch that, also suffering engine damage on the exit.
I tell you what, do you know, we should make a bet how many times people are going to hit that wall at Kraken.
Anything could happen, especially in a race. Some of these drivers might get ambitious out of the exit of Chimera and try to go too wide through that corner, and that's just never going to work unless someone gives space. But
Thomas has improved up to 9th there. Also, going back to what Alex with the pole positions, it was Automagior that he got 2nd, not Saint-Croix.
Okay.
So, yeah, my fault.
Alex Rogers will pit for a new set of tires. No fuel in these cars. They want these cars as light as possible.
Looking at Gr3, I think he's more content just to qualify last, I think.
That's quite possible. We do know he's been struggling with his connection to the game lately. He did recently start practicing with a racing wheel for this season, but not quite used to it yet. So
he didn't set a time in the practice race last week, didn't he?
No. Doing the same here again. Not what we want to see, but it's what works for him. And
I don't think he should be worried. By the end of the Basilisk chicane, he'll be probably about 5th position, considering how light and quick the Mercedes is off the start.
Yeah, Mercedes.
We've seen that last week. The PK he qualified 5th or 6th, and then by the end of the first corner, he was leading. So that Mercedes is astonishingly quick on getting off.
Yeah. Currently, again, Lemon Pen first, Dan's 303 second, Bopping Balk 21, I believe, for second place, Balk 21 to third, PKMZ fourth, and Ruben now moving up to 5th. So starting to see some of the regulars from Season 1 at the start of the grid again this season.
So, sorry to interrupt you there. Rubens is on purple at Sector 2.
He is. I'm on board with him now as he exits the Kraken. Very, very common control through the exit there. That short wheelbase of the Volkswagen definitely helping him through that corner as he heads towards Medusa now.
Keeps it nice and tight. Get the power on early. There he goes. A little slide on exit of Medusa. And I think we might look at a new pole position here.
Looking to be a very good lap.
Could be in
Looking
the
like
sixes.
he
It
it
is. Oh, it's
is.
second. No, it's second. 8,000 slower. So
Wow.
somehow he was like nearly 2 tenths in purple in sector two, and he lost it.
Which is interesting
Was that
because Lemon Pen just finished right behind C. Rubin. So he just bopped him as C. Rubin crossed the line.
Look at that. Less than a tenth between the top three. In fact, take that back. Like less than 1.5 tenths cover the top four.
It's going to be a very interesting race here.
Sorry. Take that back again. Just over 2 tenths covered the top five. DCBs. This is going to be one exciting season.
Lemon Pen pole position by only 8 thousandths over C. Rubin in the Volkswagen Beetle in second. Then Gr3 is making a pit stop for a fresh set of rubber in third. Bauk 21 in fourth, and PKMZ 30, rounding out your top five in the Mercedes AMG.
Just less than 5 minutes to go. As PK went faster, he's now 10,000 slower than Bauka.
Oh my
The gap
goodness.
between pole position to fifth place is just less than 1.5 tenths.
It's going to be crazy here at Dragon Trail. What a track to start the season on.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a undulating course, flat out in a lot of corners, a lot of tight corners too, and you got a very difficult corner in the Kraken. But otherwise, I think this is the perfect start for season two to start like.
As we get the notification for 4 minutes left in qualifying, and Alex Rogers will improve to currently 6th place on the grid. Still struggling
Alex
here
Rogers
at Dragon
just,
Trail.
yeah, just saying Alex Rogers
Oh,
just
as he
moved up.
spins it at the exit of Basilisk and makes contact with the inside wall.
Yeah, we did see a lot of Alex doing that at Alsace last week, and he's continuing it this week.
Yeah, still struggling with that Porsche 911 this season. First season he was very confident and controlled in it, almost dominating. But this season
Yeah,
he's struggling with the rear end of that Porsche.
he's very ragged, isn't he? He wasn't, like you said, wasn't like that in season one. Got 2 wins from it, but yeah, very quite struggling so far. This Alex.
Now, if you are wondering why it does seem to be Alex is just banging the red wheel in first gear, is this tactic a lot of drivers use to burn more fuel. So the lighter the car, the faster the car. So we see Alex Rogers doing that here.
I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. That's new to me.
PKMZ currently going 5th place, making his pit stop for a new set of rubber with the clock counting down here in qualifying for the first race here at Dragon Trail.
Defcon may have just made a mistake on the exit of Kraken now. I think he was like half a second quicker than his fastest lap, but
I think he
lost
was.
it at the Kraken.
I think he was purple.
Yes.
I think he was
Oh, was
purple.
he purple?
I think he was.
Oh, and look at the damage he's got to his car too. Front, right, suspension, and engine damage too. So he smacked the Kraken very hard.
Yeah, he's gonna have to wait here for the engine damage to go away, so he can try and carry some momentum through Medusa and start on one more flying lap. As I don't think he'll have time for a second. He's on a fresh set of rubber here, so we will see. Half a tank of fuel.
Yeah, they're gonna have one more run at least, and there's 2 minutes left on the clock.
Looking towards the back of the grid, we see Defiant, the Tier B champion, still in 13th. His fastest lap, a 1:38.8.
He's gone faster than he's been in the first sector. He went a tenth quicker.
Yeah. Matt Wayne currently right now in 12th, a driver who did manage to finish 3rd. And I believe it was, I want to say Nürburgring in the Mercedes AMG last season. And Chill Nom Nom, a driver who is new to the ARC Championship Series, currently in 11th.
Yeah, you're right there. Matt Ring's best finish has been third twice back in Austria, the season opener for the first round, and at the Nürburgring. So 2 podiums for Matt Ring in his ARC career.
Oh, it's Chill Nom Nom. Doesn't even make it to the exit of the Kraken before he hits the inside wall.
Sorry, I was still riding with the Divine there.
Oh, Bauk also makes a mistake. It is striking everyone today. The Kraken is ruthless.
How many is that now? Is that 25 people that have hit the Kraken?
I believe almost everyone on the grid has made a mistake there today.
Defiant's gone quicker. He's went half a second quicker than his
As,
previous lap, but still running
as we
13th.
see Alex Rogers on his fly lap there, having to make his way around some of the slower drivers who made mistakes through the Kraken. I'm not sure if he's quite on a fast lap, but he might be on a pretty good one here as he heads towards the line. 137, 137.3, but he is unable to improve from that 6th place.
He can still make another lap. He just went across the line with about 30 seconds to go, so he's got another lap in him.
Well, he can manage to hold it together, just under half a tank of fuel. Slightly worn set of softs using all of the curb on the exit of Basilisk. Let's go on board with him now for this lap as he heads through Orthros towards Cerberus.
Absolutely attacking Orthros there.
Yeah, not quite as deep as he'd like to have been into Cerberus, but he is up on his personal best, but it's not quite enough to improve up to 5th place and bop BKMZ from the top 5. As he now heads through Hydra towards Phoenix. Very wide on the exit of Hydra. That might cost him here. We'll see as he heads towards the split on the exit of Chimera.
Thomas has just gone 6th. He's just went 7 thousandths faster than his teammate Alex.
So now Alex has got some competition here for that mid-pack of qualifying. We'll see what he does. Currently only down 3 hundredths. I got to make sure I get my times correct as he goes through Kraken almost flat. Very quick through there. We'll see as he heads towards Medusa if he can actually improve. He's going to be braking at the 100 board here right when the curbs start. A little bit late on turn in. Going to go for a late apex here. Trying to carry as much speed as he can on the start and finish
so
straight.
on the exit.
Taking that little curve through the kink. We'll see what the lap time is. 1:30.
It's 37. He went faster than his teammate.
Yep. Again, looking at the top 5, we see PKMZ now in 2nd place.
Oh, wow. I didn't notice that.
So currently coming towards the end of your qualifying session, we have Lemon Pen in 1st, PKMZ in 2nd, C. Rubin in 3rd, About21 in 4th, and Dans303 in 5th.
We never paid attention there, but Lemon Pen went quicker. He went on his 10th lap of 136.6.
That is absolutely amazing. That lap is... wow. Lemon Pen showing he means business this season.
The top 9 separated by less than 9 tenths. This for the first round. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat here. I hope all the other people that are watching on lateral Twitch better do so too, because I think this is gonna be some race.
It will definitely be an interesting race. And it does seem like Lemon Pen is still going for a faster lap, although I'm not quite sure if he's allowed to if he crossed the line before qualifying was over. No, he's down by half a second, so never mind that.
He's not going to improve that there, not unless if he's absolutely going to fly through the air through the Kraken.
So let's have a look at our grid. Lemon Pen pole position with a 136.6 in the Lexus RCF. PKMZ 30 in 2nd in the AMG GT3 with a 136.8. C. Rubin once again in the Volkswagen Beetle for this season with a 136.8 himself. Dans303 season 1 champion in 4th in the V12 Vantage with a 136.9. Alex Rogers. No, again, some drivers do like to leave the track, so it does mess up the timing, so excuse me there. It will be About21 in 5th with a 136.9 in the GR Supra Racing Concept. Then it should be Alex Rogers in 6th with a 137 flat, and then Porsche 911R, followed by his teammate and also a Porsche 911 with a 137.3. Defcon AC and the BMW M6 GT3 the 137.4. Kobu GT also in the BMW M6 with a 137.5. PG Vapro in 10th, and also in C. Rubin's teammate in the Volkswagen Beetle with a 137.7. Chill the Nom Nom in the V12 Vantage, a 137.9. Matt Wing in 11th with a GR Supra Racing Concept with a 138.4. Defiant 195 in the Lexus RCF with a 138.5. And Dark Reef Slark will round out your grid without setting a time. So now, while we wait for the race to start, let's just talk a bit. You said you did some interviews for some of the drivers now.
Yes, I interviewed some of the drivers on the Discord chat regarding about the season 2 opener. I spoke with a few of them. Spoke to C. Ruben. I says to him, so you're back in your trusty VW Beetle with a new teammate in Vopsy, as competitive as used to are. Will there be any team orders? And his response was, yeah, I will probably take the number 2 position. Quite interesting there, since he was fighting for the championship last season. But he says he won't be going as hard as what he was last season. However, that's still up for change depending on how the season goes. So that's quite interesting there. If Rubens is going to play the number 2 role for that team.
It's interesting that he mentions playing the number 2, but currently for the first race here, he's qualified 3rd, while his teammate is qualified around 11th.
About a 10th or 11th, isn't he? Sorry, 9th, I think. No, maybe 10th or...
Yeah,
I don't know.
it'll be 11th with... No, yep, the 10th.
Something like that. So, also spoke to the Tier B champion, Defiant 195, saying going into the season opener as the Tier B champion, would you cope racing against the big boys whilst driving the car that won the inaugural Constructors' Championship? He says that I can cope. The real question is will I be quick enough? Looking at my teammates' lap times, probably not, but there's more racing than pure speed, and the car can only help in getting me further up the finishing order. So I hope Defiant does well in Tier A. I'm just looking at the start here. Rubens has just made a jump start on the test start. Sorry. do apologise.
One thing to note about Defiant is that in a lot of the practice races, a lot of the drivers like to run here up to testing for the race. Whenever Defiant was in the lead, a lot of the drivers had a very hard time getting by him. He doesn't leave a lot of space for a lot of drivers to make passes, and he's going to be a very hard driver to pass. So if he can manage to get up to the front of the grid, maybe on a one-stop strategy, he might be able to hold on to that position.
Yeah, speaking of which, a case in point, in the Brands Hatch race in Tier B, I was spoken to TV Black, and he was saying he was right behind Defiant the whole race, and he just could not get by Defiant at all. So, you were right with what you were saying there. Also spoke to Kobu, former commentator, saying that we know that you love driving the Nissan GTR. We see you dominate the Le Mans endurance race. But why are you driving a BMW? And he says, didn't want to put my teammate in a car he couldn't drive. Oh, well, that's Kobu for you.
Yeah.
Do you think we have time for another one, or?
Oh, we have lots of time. I believe we have 4 minutes till the race start.
Oh, okay then. Right, so speaking with Dan's 303, the champion, says to him, as defending champion and switching to Aston Martin, is there any differences between the Lexus to the Aston? And he says, yes, for sure there's a difference. The Aston has much more grunt than the Lexus, which is a jack-of-all-trades type car, which basically means that it's never the best car, but it's never the worst car. That's what jack-of-all-trades mean.
Yep.
Being in the Aston this season means that I can do a better job keeping up with the AMGs in the streets, and add to that the launch off the line with the stock setup is usually much better than the rest of the field. This means I can jump a few people off the line and into turn 1, and hopefully I can make those positions jump and stick through the race. So, got a point there. The Aston does look quite fast. Obviously Nom Nom's sort of struggled in qualifying, but Dan's looks like he's got that Aston nailed.
Yeah, the Aston is a very solid car. One of my personal favorite cars to drive in Gran Turismo Sport. A very solid car all around. A lot of grip. Curbs don't tend to make the car unsettled a lot. Very solid car. But I think the thing to watch out for, he did mention the starts for the Aston, but I think with PKMZ starting, I believe it was second?
In the what race was that?
For qualifying here.
I
believe it was.
PK was second. Yeah, PK was second.
I think
and Dan's was third.
I think the thing to watch out will be for PK going for the lead right at the start of the line. We know the AMGs are just very powerful at the start of the race. They just can get the power down and launch. I think PK will take the lead of the race during the start. Will he be able to hold it till the end? We will have to see. But I believe that's what we're going to have to see at the start of the race here.
Yeah, when we were mentioning about the practice race last week, PK was leading, and I think he held on to that lead for 2 laps before Lemon Pen went on to pass him and then never looked back since. Who do you think will win this race then? Go on, put your bets on. If you were a betting man, who would you want to win?
Lemon Pen is just too strong this season. With too good of a car. I think Lemon Pen is here to absolutely dominate this season. He's going to pull Sebastian Vettel and win majority of the races. So I'm going to say Lemon Pen's going to win here today.
So, stamped his authority, already played his cards. I thought he played his cards a bit too early, but no, he looks solid this season, Lemon Pen. He said he didn't enjoy the BMW, but he's loving the Lexus this season. Well, quite right. Won the race, got the pole, the practice races last week, and got pole here today. I do believe that's his second pole that he's ever done, I think. I'm looking at my lovely stats here. That's actually his first ever pole, Lemon.
Is it? I believe he qualified on pole in Monza for season 1.
No, that was Dan's. That was Dan's. Who started on the pole. And he drove the Lexus in season 1.
Yeah.
Lemon Pen's best quality was second, and that was at Bathurst, the race that he went on to dominate.
All right. Well, it's just like we're finally starting the final race here.
Yep. 1 second.
Here we go. Final here for your race 1, the ARC Championship Series here from Dragon Trail in Croatia. On pole position, we have Lemon Pen, followed by PKMZ in second, C. Rubin in third, Bauk 21 in fourth, Dan 3 in fifth, Alex Rogers sixth, Thomas TT in seventh, Defcon AC in eighth. As I'm going to go on board with Lemon Pen for the start of this race, the leader of the grid. First light is on, second light, 4, 5. And we're green, as we're going to see PKMZ getting an excellent start around the outside of Lemon Pen. Alex Rogers even going all the way to the inside of the track, almost kissing the inside wall. Going to go on board with Lemon Pen here, if I can, here we go. C. Rubin all over the back of Lemon Pen as Dance 303 is going to look to the outside as Lemon Pen gets squeezed into Basilisk. Dance 303 will move up to second, but C. Rubin will stay in third. Thomas TT and Alex Rogers all the way back behind them. Going to go back on board with them as we see Bauk 21 all the way back in 8th on the start. Kobu GT in front of him as they go through Orthris and head towards Cerberus. Bauk 21 going to look to make that move on Kobu. He's going to make that move stick. Great move by him. A lot of battling in the back of the pack, but also a lot of battling in the front as we see PKMZ just building that gap in the first few corners here of Dragon Trail.
What a start there. Yeah, we said it before, that Mercedes can get off the line so good, and he's already built up nearly a 2-second lead over Dan's going into Cerberus.
Yeah, we're going to go on board here.
Sorry, Chimera, sorry.
As C. Rubin looks to make a bit of a move on Dance through Chimera, but not quite. Going to almost end up parking it on the apex of the corners. Thomas TT
going wide.
Very wide through there. Going to go on board with these cars as they go through the crack. And who will make the mistake? Will the Kraken strike here on lap 1?
There's going to be a bunch of them, isn't there? No.
Oh, as Alex Rogers and Thomas TT were side by side through the Kraken. I want to get a replay of that.
I don't think the exit of the Kraken is an overtaking opportunity. It's a 1-lane groove there.
It is, but they were side by side on the exit, and they made a mistake. The teammates gave each other room, which is good to see. PKMZ still building that gap right now over the second place of Dance 303, Sir Rubin and Lemon Pen in fourth. Then there's a pack from fighting for fifth place as Bauk 21 is now working his way up to fifth using the power of that Toyota Supra, but Alex Rogers will hold the inside through the first part of Basilisk, but will lose it.
That's a great move. He went around the outside of Alex on the entrance of Basilisk, and he nearly made the move sticky, but he's got the inside going into Orthros. Flat out through Orthros, he could tack the curb there, and then into Cerberus. This is Cerberus, and he's made the job done. Good move for
There's
Bauka.
A 5 or 6 car battle for this 5th position right now.
And that's all because Alex and Bauka were side by side, and it allowed Chilled Nom and Kobu to catch up.
Very close racing here at Dragon Trail, as we're going to see Alex Rogers possibly look to set up a move into Chimera. But the Supra will have its straight line speed advantage, so we'll see if he can actually make the move stick. As looking back in the field, we see Chill Nom Nom looking to make a move on the inside of Kobu.
And Kobu's given Chilled a lot of room there, a lot of respect. And yeah, looks like Chilled has got the job done. Going into the Kraken, yes, he does. Good move.
Yeah, but the three drivers in front of him sort things out. Alex Rogers will take.
Oh, Kobu's hit the inside of the Kraken there. Sorry to interrupt you again, Lato, but Kobu hit the Kraken.
Let's see if I can get a replay of that.
Now you can see, I think he just turned in a bit too late.
Ah,
Just
yeah.
kept a bit too much curb, and then into the wall he goes, and he was struggling to get off. Finally, he's got going, but he has lost a chunk of time.
That's going to be his race. The Kraken has claimed its first victim here on this third lap. Well, that was the second lap at time it happened, but has already claimed one victim.
He's going to be the first person to as well. I don't think he will. Good battle though for second there. Dan's, Lemon Pen, and Ruben.
Yep, and there's another battle still behind them for fifth with 5 cars still in that pack. A lot of close racing here on Gr3 Trail as PKMZ continues to build his lead over Dan's 303.
6 different manufacturers in the top 6. That's great to see that.
Yeah, that just showcases the skill of the drivers being able to adapt their driving style to a bunch of different vehicles that whatever they happen to be driving for the season. That's the kind of skill we see here in Tier A, as we see Dance 303 going defensive from Lemon Pen on the outside, but see Ruben's going to look to the inside into Chimera.
We're going to make it 3 wide. We're going to make it 3 wide going into Chimera.
A lot of room between them, but Dance 303 will hold the position, and they will stay as they were. But Dance 303 is going to be the inside as Lemon Pen. Nope, they're going to go back single file through the Kraken. Not going to risk it and ruin their race like we saw with Kobu GT earlier on.
A bit smart there from Lemon Pen there, not to make it go stay double file going into the Kraken. So, you know, playing it safe. Still very early in this race, so he's got time to, you know, make his move.
Alex Rogers, Back 21, Chill Nom Nom, Thomas TT, and Defcon all keeping it very steady through the Kraken as well. 3-car battle for second now. The champion of the season 1, Lemon Pen, all over the back of him. Lemon Pen looking very racy here at Gr3 Trail. Wants to get by Dance 303 as fast as he can so he can close that gap to PKMZ, who has built up nearly.
Lemon Pen attacking at the Basilisk.
Yep, Dance 303 will hold it off though. Good job defending by Dan's. Just really having to struggle with that Aston Martin though.
Sorry there, I was just looking at Balka getting it completely sideways at the Basilisk there. Look at this, it's 2 files, a double file going into Cerberus.
Alex Rogers will hold that 5th place, but he's wide on the exit. Will Bauk go for the undercut? No, he will not. There is so much action happening on track right now. We cannot physically capture all of it.
Jeez, babes. This is what we've been living up for. I was so hyped up for this race, and it's not disappointing so far.
Alex Rogers still holding on to that 5th place. Doing an excellent job in that portion on 11, but not quite able to close the gap to see Ruben in 4th as they have to keep fighting. As we see Lemon Pen possibly getting by Dance 303. They're 3 wide in the exit of Chimera. Almost 3 wide in the entrance of the Kraken.
This is not going to work. This is not going to work, guys. Oh, my days. Oh, Dan shuts the door.
As Ruben will go from 4th to 2nd as Dance makes a mistake.
Dan's made a mistake. He did exactly the same as what Kobu did a couple of laps ago. And the champion of Season 1 has got a lot of damage, I presume.
We will see as he goes through the exit of the Kraken. Will he clip the inside wall? No, he clips the curb and it spins the rear end of the car out. But he manages to keep it going back straight. So good recovery by Dan's there.
That was sort of like what happened to Kobu. He just took too much curb and the car just went straight on, didn't it?
Yeah, but he managed to recover currently right now. He's fighting for 6th place right now.
6th place. He's just past Thomas, passing it at Sidon.
So
Sidon?
No, they're single file now through Basilisk as they exit that corner and head towards Orthros. Single file from 6th through 9th right now. But good recovery from Dan's after that mistake. No damage on his car, so we can just keep racing at Bauk 21 and Alex Rogers still fighting each other for that 4th place. And right now the top 3 have a bit of a gap between them. PKMZ nearly 5 seconds over C. Ruben in 2nd and Lemon Pen in 3rd, almost 2 seconds behind Ruben.
5 laps in. I'm enjoying this. You know, it's a good job I'm not racing the season 2. This is really good fun to watch. Here comes Defcon on the inside of Dan's going into Cremera.
As I want to point out, Bauk is going to look for that 4th place pass onto Alex Rogers, and it looks like he's going to get it done. Going to park the car on the exit, just keep Alex Rogers behind him, and I'm going to expect Bauk 21 to just pull away from Alex Rogers at this point, finally getting by. We're going to watch him go through the Kraken. We'll see what happens here. Very stable through there. Let's watch the rest of the field. Some of the drivers
hit the wall. Thomas hit the wall too.
Just kissing the wall, but managing to hold of their car as Gr3 is trying to hold off Defcon. Defcon hard charging from the back of the field here in that BMW M6.
Yeah, he's starting to get the grips with this BMW. Of course, he didn't race in the practice race last week, but you know, we've seen him in practice. He was second fastest, and he's just getting into the grips with this BMW.
Yeah, because there's the best action right now is for that 6th place and back. As we see Defcon Chill Nom Nom almost going 3 wide into Basilisk, but not quite. Chill Nom Nom will fall back into his position. As there's almost a 4-car battle now for 6th place.
Foxy just went a bit wide on the exit of Basilisk. Might lose a position to Matwing in the process.
As we're going to go back on board with Dan03 as Defcon gets an excellent run at the exit of Cerberus. Going to look towards the outside of Sphinx. I don't think he's going to make that move work, but we will see if he can.
But he's going to have the inside for Hydra.
He will. Defcon will get the move done.
He's got a fantastic move. Oh, and look at Nom Nom taking so much curb on the Hydra complex.
Yep, as they go towards Chimera, Chill Nom Nom falling back. Off the back of his teammate now. The 2 teammates fighting, but Chill looking for a move, but not quite going for it. Thomas Peter Titi is going to look for the inside of Chill Nom Nom as they head towards the Kraken, the exit of Chimera, but not quite going to go for it. Let's see if Defcon, this group, can keep it steady through Kraken.
Dan's ever so close, touching the wall, going into the exit of Kraken.
As we just see Chill Nom Nom now just scraping the wall on the exit, and he's going to lose that position to Thomas Mr. TT because of it as they head towards Medusa. Thomas Mr. TT getting that move done. Good job by him.
Yeah, and I thought at first there Nom Nom was going to pass Dan's there, but instead he's lost out and lost the spot to Thomas.
But speaking of Nom Nom, he's going to go towards the outside of turn 1 here.
Look at the speed the Aston Martin's got. Yeah, Dan's was not wrong when he says that Aston Martin's got grunt, and it definitely showed there.
Great move.
Oh, Alex has made a mistake in Basilisk. And he's been collected by Dan's as well. Can we get a replay on that?
Oh, there's another... Defcon spins on the exit of Basilisk as well.
Oh!
There's so much action. I'm going to try and see if I can get as many replays as I can here.
Get a lot of them here.
Let's see if I can actually get the replay. Yeah, he just goes wide. He carries too much speed in. Possibly missed his braking zone. As Dan's will run into the back of him. And then we're going to see... Yeah, Defcon just dips a tire on the exit of the corner and will lose positions because of that.
Do I have to say Alex got penetrated like a porn star by Dan's, did he?
As we see Alex Rogers now holding on to that 8th position from PG Vapro and Matwing. As we see Dan's in the foreground of the shot, making a pass on Shield Nom Nom, his teammate, through Chimera. As they're going to head towards the Kraken.
Looking just late at the replay, seeing what happened to Alex there, it looked like he just had a lot of understeer in Basilisk, or like you says, carried too much speed.
Quite possibly, he might have just misjudged the braking zone. Possibly had to defend on the inside. We didn't quite see the full happenings of what happened there. But he just misjudged his braking zone or carried too much speed into the corner and just went wide on the exit, and which caused him to almost unsafely rejoin the track right in front of Dan's, who had to make a heavy braking to avoid contact with Alex Rogers, and then caused a bunch of just accordion effect, which caused Defcon to go wide on the exit of the corner, dip a tire, and spin out.
Obviously having to go back on Alex going into Basilisk, but no, Alex will keep that. That's a tricky exit though, because the car gets a little bit free from the rear.
Yeah, it's an uphill off camber corner. It's very easy to get that inside tire to get loose and spin. A lot of battles here. A lot of action.
You've got 2 Aston Martins battling for 5th and 6th, and then you've got 2 Porsches 7th and 8th, and you know how fast Alex is. He's going to catch Thomas in a hurry.
Lap 8 of 27, we're going to expect to see some pit stops soon if drivers are going to go for that two-stop strategy. One thing I want to point out is currently Lemon Pen is just within a second of C. Ruben as they exit Chimera. So Lemon Pen is gaining ground on Ruben for that second place. Currently Lemon Pen the fastest
Oh,
driver on track.
gap is definitely closed between PK and C. Ruben. I did check it a couple of laps ago. It was second. It's down to 3.2 now. So
As Dance
Ruben's is
through
slowly
3
catching.
almost makes another mistake. He did make a mistake at the exit of the crack, and he's going to lose almost 2 positions to Thomas TT and his teammate Chill Nom Nom, and will fall back to 7th.
Yeah, Dan's looks like he's a little bit scared of the Kraken.
As he goes to the
Oh,
inside, Thomas
contact.
into TT, makes contact.
It looked like there was contact between the two of them.
It did look like there was. There's definite tire smoke, so I do believe there was a bit of a nudge there.
He flashed the lights and said, "Get out my way, Thomas."
He's going to look to the outside of Basilisk. We have seen him make this move. He's going to make it done there.
Oh, wow.
Just braking way later, carrying more speed through the corner. Good move by Dance there. There's a reason he's a Season 1 champion, but goes wide on the exit.
This is getting a bit feisty lateral.
Very intense. As one thing I do want to point out, Lemon Pen did manage to get by C. Ruben. So Lemon Pen moved his way up to second as we're going to cut back to this battle now. Again, almost a 5-car battle for 5th place.
Oh, this is just great. I'll tell you what, if this track is going to be on for Season 3, put it on the first round. This is great to watch this. This is a fantastic race.
This is an excellent first track to run the race on, or season on. Just so much action. Everyone gets to see
Can I
what they
interrupt
get.
you again? Lemon Pen has just gone into second. C. Ruben must have made a mistake somewhere.
I made that call half a lap ago, but okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. I was paying attention to the screen there. Sorry.
As you saw Thomas Vertici looking to stick his nose in the exit of Chimera. How many drivers will touch the wall to exit here? Not too many. Drivers starting to learn the limits of their tires here at lap 9 of 27. Again, we're going to see some laps here. Lap 9, that's roughly 2/3 race, 1/3 race distance, I should say. So Alex Rogers making his comeback now, passing his teammate through Medusa. Good move by him, but Thomas will go wide, making a bit of a twitch, seeing his teammate on the inside of him. Might lose a position to PG Vaporo, as we're going to see Matt Wing now making his first pit stop.
Yeah, I think no. Voppy decides to play safe, tucks in behind Thomas. As again, the two Porsches are side by side. As well as the two Astons side by side.
Chill Nom Nom proving he can hang with the champion of Season 1. Excellent job by Chill Nom Nom putting it on Dance 303 here, as we'd also see the two Porsches fighting each other for position on track.
Was Nom Nom in Tier B last season? Or did he not race at all?
I don't think he raced at all, but he raced enough races to get the pro tag. I think it was in the endurance race season we ran. I believe he got the pro tag through that and managed to qualify for Tier A.
Yeah, he was like one of the 10 fastest, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As again, I want to point forward as we see Ruben still in the back of Lemon Pen, 310 separating them. Might see a pass for second.
Alex was going for a double pass on the two Astons. They're 3 wide on the exit of Primera there.
As they're going to go for a replay, I'm not going to go on board with Alex.
He was trying for it.
He braked way later as he makes contact with Dance 303 mid-corner.
Dan's got absolutely loose there. BK, the leader's into the pits there, but Dan's went completely sideways on the exit of Kraken.
Still through Medusa. Close battling, 5-car battle for 5th place. So much more close racing compared to Season 1, as the caliber of drivers just that much closer, and the cars are all that good. Now we're going to see PKMZ come out of the pits in 4th. So a good time to pit from PKMZ there.
That's obviously definitely a 2 pit stop strategy there that PK is doing there. I wonder if Rubens is just going to do his normal thing and do 1 stop.
I would expect so. But currently Lemon Pen leading the race from C. Ruben. They're going to go back in the field. As the driver, you see driver dip a tire on the inside. That was Dance 303. But now they have PKMZ in sight. Do you think that might help Dance 303, help motivate him, that he can see the race leader just right in front of him?
No, I don't think so. Because PK's on the fresher tires, he's going to be a lot faster than these guys that are battling. So they're going to lose like maybe like a second or so if they keep battling, like you're seeing on the stream there. But
Mm-hmm.
PK's got the fresher tires. He's going to be a lot quicker.
We're gonna see here as they head through. Chimera PG Vaporo. Did look at him move. Oh, excuse me, on Thomas Mr. TT through Chimera, but not quite getting it done. So again, we're gonna go on board as they go through the Kraken.
Oh, PK absolutely savagely sideways in the
As Dan
Kraken.
Stereo 3 once again makes a mistake and Kraken will lose a position to Chill Nom Nom.
That's about 3 times Dan's hit the Kraken, hasn't he?
Dan just struggling through there in that Aston Martin.
Like I says, that Kraken is the most important corner on the whole track. You can make or break your lap, and Dan's he's losing positions, he's gaining positions.
A lot of these drivers might be going for a one-stop strategy. It's lap 12 of 27. They're on the softs. I don't expect them to go to the mediums. As we see Alex Rogers looking to the inside.
Oh! Nearly contact there going into Basilisk.
Still side by side on the exit.
They're free wide on exit contact between Nom Nom and Alex, and they are free wide. It's still leaning upwards Nom Nom.
Oh,
and now Dan leans on Alex. This is amazing!
As that, this will allow Thomas TT and PG Vaporo to close the gap to 7th now. So it could easily be now be a 5-car battle for 5th place.
Tell you what, Nom Nom.
As Alex Rogers makes contact with Dance 303 through Sphinx.
That was nearly dangerous there. That could have been a big off for Dan's there.
Dan's now back to 9th place after all that battling.
I tell you what, he is going to be livid. Swear down. I wouldn't interview him after the race. He's going to be human. It is just great to watch this. This is just so good. We've just seen this whole 5-car battle for position. It's just so good. I'm just repeating words here. I'm sorry.
Dance 303 not making a mistake through Kraken this time around. Good job for him as he closes up to the back of Thomas Mr. TT as they head towards Medusa. Again, these tires looking fairly worn as Thomas Mr. TT might go for a dive bomb on PG. Not quite going to make that move stick as Dance gets a little too early on the gas, spins the tires in the rear.
From what you're saying regarding about the pit strategy, I'm guessing PK is the only one that's doing the two pit strategy.
Aside from Matwing, I would have to agree. A lot of the drivers going for that one stop. Possibly after seeing Ruben after the first season, just seeing how much faster it made him. That's going to be a great equalizer for Ruben this season, as now everyone's going to be going for that one-stop strategy, and that might take away his advantage in that Volkswagen Beetle.
The thing with the Beetle, as you said there, it does hold its tie as well. We know Ruben's a good driver. But, I speak a lot with DV Black, and he drove the Beetle in Tier B, and he says the tyres hold up very, very well. So, it's just a case of how good Rubens is with that. We've seen him how excellent he was at the Nürburgring. But yeah, it looks like a lot of people are doing this one-stop strategy.
Especially in the Porsche, a car that one might not consider to be the best in the tires, with it being an MR drivetrain. But they're going for it. As Chill Nom Nom looks like he clips the inside curb going in the entrance of the Kraken, but will hold position.
It's like watching a British touring car race. It just literally is. Just positions changing left, right, and centre. More pit stops being made.
Yep, as Balk 21 and Lemon Pen, the two drivers who were battling for, I believe, 3rd and 4th now, when they're making their pit stops.
Gap down now from C. Ruben, who hasn't made a pit stop to PK, is 9.3, but he is closing. Because he's obviously made a pit stop.
All those drivers are now making pit stops now as well.
Yeah, I think they need to calm themselves down here. Look at Gr3. Has he made a pit stop yet? He's up in 5th.
I don't believe he has. Oh, maybe he has. He might be going for a 2-stop strategy based on his tires, but his connection is... He's struggling with his connection right now.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little... What's happened to him? Is he out of fuel?
No, he's not. He's just out of fuel. He's got issues going on with that car. Maybe he's pulling off to the side to let drivers by. Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable racing in front of them with his current connection.
Well, it could be. It just kind of looks like he's actually out of fuel.
Currently, C. Rubin, your leader of the race by 8.5 seconds, but he has yet to make his pit stop. PKMZ in second, but will regain the lead after C. Rubin will make his pit stop. We have Dance303 currently in third now. Has he made his pit stop? No, he has not. Lemon Pen in fourth, right behind him, who has already made his pit stop we saw earlier. And About 21, who has also made his pit stop. And Matt Wing, currently the other driver on a two-stop strategy, currently in sixth. Will have to make one more stop. But
Rubin's in the pits now.
Yeah, we will see where this puts him out. And go for a new set of soft tires, refuel the car.
I tell you what, Lemon Pen and that must have lost a lot of time because Lemon was, before PK made the pit stop, was about 3-4 seconds behind. It's now 12 seconds now. So, PK, if he's going for a two-stop strategy, he must be like more than 20 seconds before he can come out in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Would that even be possible?
It might be. PKMZ is just showing utter dominance here at Dragon Trail. He took the lead from the start of the race and just held it ever since. PKMZ is out for blood here, as we do see Lemon Pen trying to close the gap now to see Ruben, who has also just made his pit stop. Roughly 1 to 2 laps between them on tire wear. So we will see where that ends up falling. About 21 currently in fourth in the Super with a big gap between them. Matt Wing in fifth.
Yeah, and I think they will close the gap on PK. PK pitted on lap 11, right? He's pitted on lap 15, so Ruben's got 4 laps of tyre wear to his hand, whereas Lemon Pen's got 3 laps because he made a pit stop on lap 14.
They're going to go, on board with Chill Nom Nom and Thomas Mr. TT, who are fighting for that 7th position right now as they exit Phoenix.
This race is not boring you, is it?
No. It is definitely not boring. As Thomas Mr. TT looks to the inside of Chill Nom Nom through Chimera, really hold the position. Yes, he does. Goes a little bit wide, but they're still side by side on the exit.
Yeah, they are getting fisticuffs there. They're continuing their battle, though. However, Vopsy's gone well out ahead of this battle between the 2 Porsches and the 2 Astons.
It's quite possible, looking at his strategy, he did. He gained a lot through the pit stop.
Yeah, he was behind the 2 Astons and Porsches, wasn't he? And then he's come out ahead of them.
That might have just been fuel saving. He might have saved a lot more fuel being in the draft of a lot of the cars. Made the pit stop, had to fuel less.
Yeah, most definitely, yeah.
As Thomas Mr. TT out in 7th after making that pass and chilled Nom Nom, but it looks like Nom Nom might go for another pass back on him here as they go through Siren and head towards Basilisk.
Tell you what, where is... okay, Alex is in 10th. I was like, where the F is Alex in all this battle? Yeah. Look at the damage to his front.
Yep.
Look at all them scratches. That's probably gold because of Dan's.
It's quite possible. As we're going to go back on board with Defiant. And Kobu back up into 13th, but only roughly 4 seconds behind Defcon after his mistake early on in the race on the 2nd lap through Kraken. Defcon AC, another driver who made a mistake. The BMW is not doing too strong here at Dragon Trail today. As we go back on board with Chilled Nom Nom, as Thomas, Mr. TT, and him are constantly trading positions back and forth for that 7th spot.
Let's give a shout out to Matt Wing. We haven't talked a lot about him. There he is in position. Like he says, he's going for the 2-stop strategy.
It does seem to be working for him. Currently, his tires are looking pretty good. He will have to pit for fuel soon, though. So he will lose some time here to... he will end up behind the group we were just watching after he makes that stop. But good job from him on strategy, trying something different for after starting towards the back of the field.
And when we were watching the practice there, we saw Matt Wing really struggle with the Toyota, didn't he? He was really struggling to get the handling in the car and that, and he was struggling around every corner, the Kraken, what have you. But it looks like he's getting it all sorted, and I think he's just getting to terms with this Toyota Supra.
As currently there's a fight for second as Lemon Pen is now within 0.3 of C. Rubin as they head through Sphinx and head towards Hydra now and go through Phoenix. I'm going to expect to see Lemon Pen move for a move into Chimera. Let's see how that happens.
Oh, he's thinking about it. He makes a lunge, has a big look. Looks like he's got it. Looks like Rubens is just going to let him by, and he has done so. Lemon Pen up to second, approaching the Kraken.
Let's see if they
On
make
board with
mistakes.
Ruben. Does he take it flat out on the exit?
I think he had a bit of a lift, of roughly about half throttle through the exit of the Kraken, but Lemon Pen will slowly pull away from St. Ruben. But he has 10 laps to close potentially 13 seconds on PKMZ.
That's going to be nip and tuck. Like I said, if PK wants to come out still leading, he's got to make at least a 20-second gap if he wants to keep the lead. At this rate, I don't think he's going to lead. I don't think he will.
Another thing I want to point out, currently on screen, we have PG Vaporo closing up to Matt Wing. Matt Wing, again, on the two-stop strategy, so his tire's starting to wear off more than Vapero's. He will have to pit for fuel. He did not grab any fuel on his first stop. He's currently in the red.
So, he's in the slipstream of Matt Wing.
I would expect that Toyota make a pit stop within a lap or two.
Yeah, I think, I don't know what lap time Matt Wing made a pit stop. Might have been the same as PK on lap 11. So I'm guessing maybe lap 11, lap 22 possibly.
I do think so. And PG is now all over the back of Matt Wing as they go through Cerberus and head towards Sphinx.
Can we go back to the Aston Porsche battle because it's happening again?
It is. Aston Martin and Porsche are fighting each other on track. The teammates separated by the teammates. Dan's 303 leads the way ahead of Thomas, Mr. TT, and Alex Rogers now looking at that 9th place as they manage to get by Chill Nom Nom, who's now fallen back to 10th.
Did he just go around the outside of Sphinx, did Alex?
He might have.
PK's pitting.
Oh, yes, he is. He's going for it. Yeah, he needs to pit for fuel. He has 2% fuel left in that car.
This is going to be interesting now. Will Lemon Pen, I think Lemon Pen and Rubens will take the lead, but will PK have enough time to catch up to Lemon and Rubens?
He has to have just enough fuel for 10 laps, and they've already come up. They're going through Siren. I think PKMZ has lost the lead here as both Lemon Pen, yeah, they have fuel and tires to go to the end. So it'll be interesting to see if PKMZ can use his better tires to close that gap. He has roughly 11 seconds between him and Lemon Pen in first.
Do you know what? I think PK might have shot himself in the foot there. He should have made a one pit stop strategy. I think he might have just lost this race.
I think he has too. I believe Lemon Pen will take the lead on his strategy with Ruben behind him about 21. 4 seconds between them. PK might take that 4th position from Bauk. But as it stands, I think PKMZ's two-stop strategy just won't work out for him.
No. And Matt Wing must have made a pit stop too.
Yep.
We've not seen him in the top 8.
As PG Vaporo is just right in the background of the shot now in 5th place as Dan 303, Thomas, TT, Alex Rogers, and Shilnanum all close back up to him.
I wonder if Dans and Thomas are working together to catch up with Vopsy. It looks like Thomas is content to stick behind the rear wing of Dan's.
It would be a smart move for both of them to do that, as they could all potentially fight for that 5th place on the last lap instead of fighting for 6th. But no, Dan's will go defensive into that corner. Dan's will go defensive.
No. It was working for like a lap and a half until now.
But no, Thomas still back behind him. Gonna pull out a little bit and using the throttle there, but they're gonna go back single file through the Kraken. Hopefully Dan's will not make a mistake again this time, as he does touch the outside wall there.
That was a slight kiss there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alex very close on the exit. Just checking to see the gap between PK and Bauka is still 4.4 seconds. It's up to 12.1 between PK and the leader Lemon. PK not had a podium in his ARC career too.
Yeah, he hasn't yet. This year might be his year where he might possibly score a win, but as of yet, this race looks like it might be a little bit over for him.
Yeah, I think he had that. If he made the one pit stop strategy, he could have got his first career win in the ARC. Bowker must have made a mistake. PK's just gained 2.1 seconds on him.
It's quite possible. About 21, looking very strong here, a driver we haven't seen a lot of today. Moved up from the back all the way up into third. He did, remember him working through the field, so about 21 very strong here. Again, he did finish second in the first season of the ARC Championship Series. But the gap is just constantly coming down to PKMZ.
I want to give a shout out as well to Defiant there. He's, we haven't spoken a lot about the TMB champion, but then he is in the top 10 position.
Yeah, he is. Good job from him. But he currently has DEFCON AC all over the back of him as they head towards Chimera.
Ooh, wow. DEFCON just kissing the grass there.
We'll see what happens as they head towards Kraken. I'm going to go single file through here. No one too brave enough to make a move into it.
DEFCON looks like he's got the magnets on Defiant here.
Yep, DEFCON, we did see strong. He was fighting for that 5th place earlier on in the race when he made the mistake.
DEFCON's got a great one on the exit of Kraken, and he's going to take that 10th spot away from Defiant. Defiant not really trying to defend his position, going into Medusa. And then, and now DEFCON up into 10th.
Oh, Defiant's going to have the run on him.
How grunt is that Lexus? It looks quite fast too.
Yeah, it looks faster than the BMW, who's going to have the outside through Siren, but we'll have the inside through Basilisk.
DEFCON broke a bit early.
But we'll hold the position.
And hold the position, yeah. Well done. Well done to that DEFCON.
But back behind him, Kobu GT also now starting to close the gap.
Yeah, Kobu trying to recover from his mistake on the second lap, I believe it was, at the exit of Kraken.
Going to go back on board with about 21, who now has 2.4 seconds between him and PKMZ. So quite possible PKMZ made a mistake somewhere. Going to go back on board as we see Dance03 breaking away slightly from the two Porsches fighting together as Chilled Nom Nom falls off the back of that fighting group there. So finally, after lap 21 of 27, we finally have some gap between the drivers.
Oh, for once. Just looking at Dan's here, he is starting closing up a bit on Vopsy. But I tell you what, Nom Nom has really fallen back from this battle.
It's quite possible he made a mistake at the exit of Kraken. It might have cost him.
Yeah, possibly. Check to see the battle for the lead there. And Ruben has got the magnets on Lemon Pen on the exit of Cerberus and then going into the Sphinx Hydra Phoenix complex.
We might possibly see a change for the lead. This is a change for the lead. The pit stops are done. So we will see what happens here. As they head towards Chimera now. Will Ruben go for a move or will the Volkswagen let him?
I think Ruben's just going to play safe. He's going to just tuck in behind Lemon and just wait for the move to happen, and then hopefully catch Lemon unaware that Rubens is going to make a pass.
I don't think Lemon is going to be unaware that he's right behind him.
Yeah.
Ruben will make a mistake.
They both hit the wall, but I think Lemon Pen was the better one of it.
Yep, Lemon Pen will now have the gap of 1 second. That's what Lemon Pen wants to see. He wants that breathing room, as we're going to see.
Rubens is out the slipstream, so this is vital for Lemon Pen to pull away now.
Yep. So much action happening all over the track. And moving back farther in the field, we do see the battle now for 5th. Definitely spacing out Alex Rogers, now gapping out his teammate in 8th. Moving back farther back in the field, we do see Kobu GT now moving up to 11th, passing Defiant 195 in the Lexus.
I wonder if there's going to be team orders in the BMW camp.
But currently, your top 5. Lemon Pen, the Lexus RCF in first with a 1.6 second, now 1.8 second gap over C. Ruben. In second place in the Volkswagen Beetle. About 21 currently in third, but only 1.2 seconds separate him and PKMZ, who has just made his second and last pit stop in 4th place. And PG Vaporo still currently holding off Dance03 with only 1.2 seconds separating them. for 5th place.
Just looking towards PK, he's just getting a little bit raggy that the Sphinx Hydra Phoenix complex, but he is definitely closing on Bowker. Although Bowker's gap you can see extending now.
The power of that super finally able to come into effect as they head towards Chimera. But we'll see if that Supra can hold that gap as they go through the Kraken.
The driver's just attacking that curbs. Got that old PK must hit the wall.
Yep,
PK
he
hit the
lost a
wall.
lot of time there. The gap now to 1.6. We go back on board. PG Vaporo is the gap still between him and Dennis 303. 1.2 seconds.
It's awful nice that camera angle to see the cars dancing on a Kraken there. So good to see.
Don't count out Alex Rogers yet either. He might still possibly close the gap to the Season 1 champion.
Dan's getting a little sideways on the exit Medusa.
Yep, the gap now between him and Alex Rogers is just over a second, but also just over a second between Dan 303 and PG Vaporo. Roughly 4 laps remaining here at Dragon Trail. As again, PKMZ starting to close the gap once again to about 21. The gap now 1.5 as they head towards Sphinx.
Yeah, PK must be feeling a bit nervous here. Never had a podium. Look at him. He's absolutely attacking that corner, that complex there.
Well, PKMZ knows he's got the better tires, and he has to use that better grip if he wants to get that podium position away from Bout 21. He has to use as much of the car as he can. But looking at the difference in tires between Bout 21 and PKMZ, there's not a lot of difference. They're roughly on the same amount.
Yeah, I think PK's really going for it. That hence why, he's fine. Oh, he was okay. He was all right there. But yeah, PK is driving the wheels of this Mercedes, and he must be making a fair few amount of mistakes. Not unless Bowker's doing holding his tires quite well. But PK, he made a pit stop not that long ago, like 5 laps ago.
Yeah.
I think it was, and he's already worn them out. So is he really gonna catch up to Bowker if the worn tires? I don't think he will. Bowker is actually pulling away now. It's nearly 2 seconds.
This might be a repeat of what we saw at Monza between C. Rubin and Bout 21. Bout 21 on the fresher tires then, but running out of his tires towards the end of the race and unable to make his way by C. Rubin. This is almost a repeat, but this time Bout 21 is the better driver on his tires.
I didn't know. Even though I did race in that, I was about a minute and 20 odd seconds back, so I didn't see what happened.
I'm going to go back on board with Dan's 303 as he's still the gap between him and PG Vaporo roughly maintaining, and in between Alex Rogers still roughly the same. The gap between the leaders has come down slightly though. It's 1.1, 1.2 between him and C. Rubin. C. Rubin making a bad mistake through Chimera, it seemed. Lost a couple tenths there.
I'm wondering if the Lexus gets better speed off the corner than the Beetle. By the looks of it, it does.
It's quite possible. The Lexus does have a V8 in it. I'm not quite sure if it is turbocharged or not. But the V8 in that Lexus is definitely more powerful than whatever the Volkswagen Beetle has. So we might be able to get the power down a bit more efficiently, more effectively.
When it comes onto the straightaway, that's when the Beetle comes in because he gained Lemon by about 2 tenths.
Yeah.
Or just on the straightaway.
The gap is coming down. It might end up just over a second, 1.2 tenths, I should say, as they go towards Basilisk.
That's Lateral still yawning tonight. He's going to make me in a minute here.
There's so much talking. It's just my brain. It wants to yawn. It's not because the race isn't exciting. It's definitely exciting.
Now you know how I feel when I did the 2 90-minute races.
The gap now just over a second between them. C. Rubin knows this. We'll see Rubin actually score a win here at Dragon Trail.
I tell you what, this will be like the steal of the century if Rubin will take the win. But he is now literally he's quite pretty much in the slipstream of Lemon. Lemon must have made a mistake around the Sphinx Hydra Phoenix complex. and the gap is now down less than a second, and we know how quick that Beetle is on the straightaways.
We'll see as they go through the Kraken if that gap can maintain. Still 9 tenths between them. Lemon Pen looking very stable, very controlled through the Kraken.
Now this is when the Beetle will get on the power. Watch that gap go down. 0.97, 94. No, it's actually going up. So Lemon Pen must have did something better than Rubens.
Late apex for both drivers as they head towards the start-finish straight, but the gap still just over a second now as they go towards the start-finish line to start the final lap. We'll see Ruben finally manage to close the gap to Lemon Pen, or will Lemon Pen take the win here for race 1?
Gap's going up a bit. Oh, Lemon looked a bit wide in the entrance of Basilisk, and yet it's that again, down less than a second.
9 tenths between them.
Lemon Pen feeling the nerves. He's got a Beetle behind him.
The Beetle typically better through Sphinx, Hydra, and Phoenix. Will that gap continue to come down through that section of the tracks? 9 tenths now. If C. Ruben can get within half a second of Lemon Pen, we could see a potential change for the lead on the last corner of the lap.
I hope so. That will be such a thrilling end to what has been an incredible race.
As they exit Phoenix and head towards
Chimera.
Chimera.
He's catching. He is catching.
Again, the Beetle typically faster through Chimera than the Lexus.
But then the Lexus will get better speed off the corner than the Beetle.
7 tenths, 6 tenths now. It's getting close.
Oh!
It's going to come down to the Kraken. Will anyone make a mistake in the Kraken?
Lemon Pen looks good.
See,
Rubens just kisses the wall. That could have been it.
That would be it. The gap increases as they head towards Medusa. Ruben far too far back to make a move into the last corner. Lemon Pen will round the last corner in a comfortable first position and will cross the line and will be your inaugural winner of the Season 2 Race 1 of the ARC Championship Series.
What a finish there. Rubens coming across the line second. Bauke just on the exit of... Oh, PK must have made a mistake because it's 8.5. So Bauke will finish on the podium. PK, again, equals his best finish that he's done in the ARC, 4th place. His best finish has been 4th. Vopsy will come across the line in 5th. Good result there. Good day out for the Beatles. Dan's the champion in 6th. Rogers 7th. Thomas will pick up 8th place. Chilled Nom Nom just going by Medusa. Nearly 40 seconds off the leader, the winner. Now he comes across the line in 9th. One thing I do want to point out, there is possibly a battle on track between Mattwing and Defiant as they go through the last corner. Defiant holding that 12th place over the Mattwing, but Mattwing will have the better speed on the straightaway. Will he gain that 12th place? No, he's going to tuck in. Oh, there we go, side by side. Defiant gets it, only by 64 thousandths of a second.
And rounding out the back of the grid, you'll see Dark Reef Slark finishing in 14th.
What an amazing race. What an amazing race that was.
Absolutely fantastic, and congratulations to Lemon Pen on his victory and pole position here at round 1.
I'm going to have to save the replay. I could just watch that over and over and over again. So much battling. What a good start to the season it's been. Qualifying was very close. The racing was unbelievable. I think you're going to have to strap yourselves in because this is going to be an amazing season.
All right, we'll be back with you in a few moments as we try to get some drivers for some interviews. All right, we are back here with some drivers. I'm here with Alex Rogers. Alex Rogers, how are you doing today?
Hey, Lateral. Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. I'm not bad.
You had a very close battle on track between you and Dan, Shield Nom Nom, and your teammate, Thomas Mr. CT.
Yeah, so that kind of defined the race, I think, in a sense, in the first stint. We just got stuck behind the Astons, me and Thomas, and we just couldn't move up because the moment we'd get a run on them into one corner, they just get us down the next straight, and it was just to and fro the whole way. And yeah, it was good battling though. It was great fun. But yeah, it's just so difficult to break away from them. And I made that mistake trying to overtake Kevin, which took me back to that position in the first place, which I was really annoyed about. So yeah, kind of ruined it for myself, really. But anyway, it was good fun.
Take it away as a learning experience, possibly?
Yeah, I didn't expect the pace to be that rapid. Like, I know everybody's quick, but to maintain that pace for that amount of time was unbelievable. I could see from like the delta from where I was that we were matching the leaders at pace, so it wasn't a problem with that. But yeah, just the moment you started getting dragged down in battles, you just lose so much time. And I think that really defined it for me and Thomas.
We saw you struggling in
qualifying.
We saw you struggling in qualifying a bit. Where in some of the practice races you guys like to run, you were definitely at the front of the grid there, hitting low 37s, possibly sometimes 56s. You were struggling in qualifying today. Why do you think that was?
Maybe trying too hard, probably. I don't know. I just couldn't put a lap together initially, and then when I did, I was only 3/10 away from the fastest lap, which I thought that's okay. But then there's still 5 cars in that gap, which, yeah, that says it all really for the quality of the other drivers on the grid. So, yeah, I don't necessarily think this is the Porsche's strongest track. It's quick around here, don't get me wrong. You can get good times out of it, but there's a hell of a lot of straights and there's a lot of high speed stuff. So the moment, like, you know, you're hitting the straight before the last turn, we were struggling down the main straight, maybe up the hill a bit as well. I don't think we quite had the grunt through there, although we could carry quite a lot of corey speed through the initial part of that. We couldn't necessarily keep it up through the rest of the S's. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna blame the car because I fucked it up myself basically, but yeah, it wasn't ideal in some places.
All right, well, good luck on the next round, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Lateral.
All right, I'm joined here by C. Ruben, the runner-up here at Dragon Trail. C. Ruben, how are you doing today?
Hey, good evening, Lateral. I'm doing fine, man, thanks.
We saw you were pretty strong out there today in that Volkswagen Beetle. Pretty good car around the Dragon Trail, you feel?
I surprised myself, to be fair. I didn't think I could keep up with Lemon. Congrats to Lemon, though, because he did a good thing. Yeah, it had a good pace, actually, and as usual, tires were also, I think, beneficial. I don't think the rest of the season, well, I think it will be a problem because there will be a lot more straights than over there, but see what we can...
Speaking of tire wear, how do you feel like it's going to end up this year? Last season, your strongest suit was the fact of your tire wear, and you were able to do one-stop strategy through almost every round of the season. But here we saw a lot of drivers also using that one-stop strategy, so how do you think your season is going to play out when strategies are equalized?
Yeah, that's a very good question, man. That's one trait that, you know, goes away now. Well, it's maybe just the strike which is less aggressive, I would say, or less rough on tires. I don't know. I think we will need to see in the couple next races how tire wear will be. So yeah, I mean, I can't say that right now. I haven't tested all the other tracks yet.
We saw you through several points in the race, closing up to Lemon Pen, possibly for a lead of the race, but making mistakes through the exit of the Kraken. Is that corner causing you a lot of trouble?
You saw that, because yeah, that was actually the only mistake that I made, and I went a bit wide, I think, in third or fourth corner. So I didn't make many mistakes, but that one did cost me the race because I was feeling that his tires were going faster as mine. So I felt him struggle a little, and yeah, I was pressuring him so much. I was hoping he would make a mistake, but Lemon's will is iron, I guess, his nerve. Yeah, no, it didn't cost me a lot of trouble, but yeah, in that instance it actually did because it cost me the race, maybe, who knows. So.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, and good luck on the next round.
Thanks, man.
All right, PKMZ, are you here?
I sure am.
All right, PK, we saw you leading for the majority of the race, taking the lead at the very start of the race, but losing it on the two-stop strategy.
Yeah, for sure. I miscalculated the times, really. I didn't really think about refueling, which is sometimes important for cars. And yeah, it's okay apart from that.
But through most of the race, you did absolutely dominate. You built up roughly almost a 10-second gap within the first few laps of the race. The AMG performing very strong this year?
Yeah, I think that, you know, once I have the right strategy, I could win, you know.
We saw towards the end of the race, you were closing up to the back of about 21, possibly for a third position. But towards the end of the race, we saw the gap equalize and grow to almost 8 seconds. What happened there?
On the last lap, I smashed the car into Kraken, which I'm surprised I didn't do it earlier, but just pushed too far.
Okay, you're a teammate. I want to talk about your teammate, Gr3. He has yet to even set a lap in any of the qualifying sessions for this year. We do know his connection is a bit iffy, but how do you feel it's going to play out for the Constructors' Championship?
I think his excuse for the practice race was that he was getting used to his wheel. He didn't really want to be in anyone's way. But I think once he gets used to that, he'll be able to, you know, set a good quality lap, you know, and get points for Mercedes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for. I don't know what that was, but thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me around.
And Dens303, are you there?
Hello, yes I am.
Dens, you're the Season 1 champion from last season, but we saw you struggling a bit this race. We saw at one point you were battling for the lead. A mistake happened and it caused you to fall back to roughly 7th, 6th. What happened there?
Yeah, congrats to Lemon, first of all. Yeah, we were just fighting, me, Lemon, and Ruby. And yeah, me and Lemon kind of went too wide into the chicane. He backed out, but then I just didn't set myself up right. And I don't know, it was like the wing hit the back of my car, hit the side. It was really strange. I've never had that in practice. I did. But yeah, that put me back to 6th, I think, or 7th, and then I just was inconsistent for the next 6-7 laps, and I think I was in 9th at one point. But luckily the second stint was much more consistent. So I managed to drag myself up, but yeah, I was kind of out of touch with the leaders after that mistake.
We saw you struggling with the exit of the Kraken a lot. We saw you kissing the outside wall quite a bit, losing a lot of time. Do you feel like you have a lot of room to work on there?
Yeah, sometimes I was nailing it, but I didn't get it down consistently. I don't know. One of those things I just couldn't get in practice, and yeah, it cost me.
How do you feel the Aston Martin is performing this season compared to the Lexus you raced last season?
Well, this is probably one of its stronger tracks, so I'm quite disappointed that I didn't do better. I was hoping for a podium, but that didn't happen. But yeah, it's faster than the Lexus, but not so good in the corners, and braking especially is not as good. But I think, you know, me and Nom Nom and Aston have a good chance of the constructors, so that's what we'll be going for.
Throughout the majority of the race, we saw you battling a lot with the Porsche team, and what many would say would be your main competition, possibly for the championship this season. How do you feel you have a feel on them as a team right now?
Yeah, I mean, the Porsches, along with Bopsy and Ruby and the Beetles, are the two favourites, I think. But yeah, this kind of track, as Alex was saying, is kind of, there's a lot of straights, but there are places where the Porsche does better than the Aston. So I was gaining a few tenths on the straights, and then the Porsches were gaining back through the curves and the braking. So it was kind of back and forth the whole race, but luckily I managed to edge it.
All right, well, good luck on the rest of the season, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, man.
All right, Lemon Pen, are you here?
Hello.
Congratulations on the race win today.
Thank you.
Throughout all of the exhibition round at Alsace and throughout most of today's race, you were very strong as compared to last season. I would in my personal words, I would say you were fairly consistent in the not Volkswagen, BMW M3. How's the Lexus RCF holding out for you this year?
Well, it's a lot. I feel a lot more comfortable with it, for sure. I mean, you've seen from the performances now that I can be consistent in it a lot more than the M3. But I think I've been specifically working on my consistency this season as well, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Again, we see your teammate, Tier B champion, Defiant 195, struggling possibly a bit in the car, or whether it was with the track. How do you feel the constructors might play out this year for the Lexus?
It's tough to call because this race has shown to me that all of the guys involved are super quick. Like this is a high level now, so I mean it's all going to depend on who wants it more for me. I mean there are obvious favourites, but I mean to me it's going to come down to who practice it and who wants it more. I think whichever team that is.
Towards the end of the race, we saw you battling a lot with Ruben, holding off that first place position. How was? Can you explain the last 5 laps for me and how you were feeling in those moments?
A little bit of poo came out. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it was scary because. But the thing is as soon as Ruben let me past, I thought I had an idea of what he was trying to do, which was make me nervous. So immediately I sort of accepted it as this is a personal challenge. He's set me here. I'm gonna win. So I did, and that's the end of that story, I think.
All right. Well, good luck on the rest of the season, and thank you for joining us.
No problem.
All right, back 21. Are you here?
Sure am.
All right, back. You had a fairly calm race today. You worked your way up from the start of the race, worked your way up through the midfield, and pretty much sat in 4th and moved up to 3rd after PKMZ made a 2nd pit stop. Can you explain how your day was today?
Well, I don't know if you saw the first couple of laps, but those were definitely not calm. I had quite a good scrap with Alex for, well, I don't know, 10 laps I think it was almost. After he dived me down the first chicane, and I think misjudged his braking point and pinned it, which was that. But yeah, from there on it was quite calm. I tried to work on my tires because I kind of fucked them over in the first couple of laps. Worked on my tires, did the 1 stop, and the last couple of laps were quite exciting because PK went for 2 stops, so he was definitely faster. And I could just see the time difference run down every lap, so I was definitely clenching my ball.
Speaking of PKMZ, as you mentioned, towards after he made his 2nd stop, he definitely was closing the gap. What were you feeling in those moments as the time gap was slowly closing to you?
Quite exciting. It was definitely quite close sometimes. At some points, he made a couple of mistakes in the Kraken chicane, which bought me some time eventually. But stayed around 1.5 seconds most of the time. And I really was trying to nurture my tires, like my fronts were halfway gone near the end.
We saw your teammate Matt Wing struggling possibly a bit in that side of Super, also going for a 2-stop strategy. How do you feel the constructors might play out for you this season?
I think quite good. Like seeing his PS4 broke and he's now borrowing his PS4 of his brother. So he basically jumped up today and discussed first practice and today his first feel of the car today. So I think he did quite well actually. I think it should become better over the season, and I don't know, we might pull the same thing we did last year.
And a small question for the fans: will you ever not run a Red Bull livery?
No.
All right.
Always Red Bull. Always.
All right. Thank you for joining us, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thanks, mate.
Chill Nom Nom, are you here?
Hello.
Hello. How was your race today, Chilled?
It went alright, considering I barely had any practice up to today. I've been busy with uni work and other real life things, so I wanted to try and be more consistent more than anything, have a bit of fun, get a feel of the car. But yeah, it went well until the last 7 laps, when my tyres sort of died, and that was it. Couldn't keep up anymore.
We saw throughout most of the race, you and your teammate were battling back and forth. How does it feel to be battling on even ground with the champion from Season 1?
It felt good. Granted, I've been trying to get tips from him, you know, how to drive on the game. I'm relatively new to the game. I only got about 3 months ago now, so I'm still sort of getting used to how the tyres work and the fuel works. So it gave me an opportunity to see how fast I was compared to some really good drivers, and it was good fun. It was good fun. I nearly hit him once, I'll admit. I missed the braking zone, but luckily nothing happened and could continue the race.
All right. Throughout most of the season, we're going to see you possibly battling with your rival for the Rookie of the Year or Rookie of the Season award, PG Vopro. How do you feel that battle might end up turning out between you two?
Considering I've already raced Vopsy a little bit, he's probably going to win that, I'll admit. I haven't got much of a hope with winning that. However, he is definitely one of the guys I'm aiming to compare myself to, and if I can keep up with him, then happy days. If not, I'm not too upset about it. I just hope I can do well with Dan's for the constructors.
All right, turning everything back around, you're driving the Aston Martin V12 Vantage for this season with your teammate Gr3, the Season 1 champion who won the season championship in the Lexus RCF. How's the car holding up for you personally?
It suits my driving style. It's very heavy. It understeers quite a lot, but I do enjoy that. I prefer being able to control it with the throttle rather than it being all loose on the rear end. Otherwise, I'll just spin out of turns. It's great on the straights, as Dan had mentioned. Through the corners, with that understeer, does come with it being quite slow. However, it's just going to be a case of getting used to it, practicing, and hopefully, rising up the ranks.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Cheers, bud.
All right, that'll bring our driver interviews to a close for round 1 here at Dragon Trail, the ARC Championship Series. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope to see you again for round 2 coming up next Sunday. As always, keep racing. Thank you.